I spent 10 years working with Sandler Training. I was a salesperson, trainer, coach, consultant. I worked for corporate as well as for one of the franchises. So I have an in-depth knowledge of the Sandler process. And I wanted to get on here and share some of my biggest takeaways spending 10 years working with Sandler, because there is a ton you can learn from Sandler. I highly recommend Sandler to everybody. It's a great system and philosophy. Number one takeaway for me was that there needs to be a process. You need to have a very specific process that you work things through over and over and over again. This process doesn't change day to day. It doesn't change from sales call to sales call. Yes, you're going to constantly improve it, but this process is how you figure out what's working and what's not. Because in life, right and wrong is irrelevant. Irrelevant. There is no right or wrong. There is only what's working and what's not working. If you don't have a process, you will never be able to tell what is working and what's not, right? So my biggest lesson, gotta have a process for anything you accomplish. Second, most people spend so much time focused on their product or service, especially in the sales call. That is a huge mistake. Stop, please, I'm begging you. Nobody cares about what you do. Nobody cares about your product. Nobody cares about your service. All they care about is what they're struggling with. You've got to get great at understanding people's pain. What is their compelling reason to take action? If you do not understand someone's pain, you will never be good at selling. So when it comes to sales, if you want to be a master salesperson, forget about your product and service. Forget about what you do. Think about what your prospect needs. Think about their pain, their hurts. What are they trying to solve? What problem are they trying to solve? By understanding that and focusing on their pain, you will get far better results, and your clients will love you for it. Because everybody's thinking about what's in it for me. And far too often salespeople think about what's in it for me. And if you're in sales, that kind of attitude, that kind of mindset will sink any prospect, any opportunity. So make sure you approach it from what's their pain? What is their compelling reason to take action, compelling reason to change? When you find their pain, everything else is way easier. The third lesson I learned, third big takeaway, is called an upfront contract, upfront agreement. And it is where you literally look at, okay, what is this meeting gonna be about? What is this relationship gonna be about? How is it gonna flow? How are we gonna work together? What's gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? See, most people get into a meeting and just start. An upfront agreement is when you take time and address things like, how much time do we have for today's session? How much time do we have for this conversation? How much time do we have to get to know each other, to get to this result? And is it a soft stop? We could go longer, or a hard stop. We gotta be done now, right? So you've gotta figure out how much time. Also, in the upfront contract, you address what's gonna happen at the end. Usually at the end, we come to some sort of agreement. Either you say, Justin, you are crazy, I never wanna see you again. Or some people say, Justin, you are certainly crazy, and I want more of you in my life. Either way, it's great, right? That is all part of this upfront contract, laying the ground rules for how are we gonna work together. The next thing, big takeaway I learned, I call it the T close, the thermometer close. The thermometer close, people don't think in black and white. They don't think in yes or no, in binary terms. They think in scales. So why are we trying to close people yes or no when we could give them a scale? So a thermometer close is something like this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is, Justin, you are crazy and I hope I never see another one of your videos. 10 is, Justin, you are crazy and I love it. I can't wait to see another video. Where are you? I'd love to hear it, by the way. Share that with me. So on a scale of 1 to 10 is the thermometer, and you get to pick the 1 and the 10. You could make it really easy to get a yes and really easy to get a no, all depending on how you put it. So that thermometer close is huge, and I would highly recommend using it all the time. All the time. So Emily, my wife, Emily, where would you like to go to dinner? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is McDonald's, 10 is Chandler's Steakhouse, right? Wide range, now we get to pick. I'm a 3, all right? What are the 3s? Above McDonald's, below Chandler's, right? So it's a way to help people quantify where they are internally so that they can move forward. And it works amazingly. So that was a big lesson for me that I hope you can take and implement in your world. The 5th lesson. That's right. It's silence. It's silence. The best thing you can do when it comes to sales is learn to embrace the silence. How long do you think that was? It was like 3 seconds, and it felt like forever. You were thinking, man, did the video break? What happened? Where'd the audio go? That's what silence does. It is an amazing tool. If you want to be great at sales, I want to encourage you, become great at harnessing the power of silence, okay? Don't answer every question. Don't just dive into things. Use silence. Let people fill in the void with their own ideas, their own thoughts. Silence is one of the greatest tools any sales profession knows how to wield, because they can wield it constantly. So I want to encourage you. These are just 5 of my big top lessons learned. And heck, as I was going through this list, I thought about 10 others that we could easily dive into. There are so many lessons. There are so many things you need to be aware of when it comes to the sales process. So I just want to encourage you. Become a student of sales. Become a student of communication. Because that one tool, communication is the tool that you will use for the rest of your life. And it will pay dividend upon dividend. So if I can do anything to help, if you have questions, if there's anything rattling around your brain that you're like, hey, Justin, how would you deal with this? Let me know. I'd be happy to answer below, jump on a phone call, whatever. I am here to serve. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day.